Oh, look how good that is. Perfect. How good does that look? Perfectly cooked chicken fried pork steak. Get onto it. Hi, I'm Shuey, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these chicken fried pork steaks. That's pork fried like chicken with gravy. So just sit back, grab a drink or two, and let's get into it. For this recipe we're going to need some thinly cut pork steak. Easy enough to obtain. Just go to your local butcher and ask them to trim up some pork loin for you. Trim them around 5mm to 10mm thick. Shout out to Gippsland Premium Meats for hooking me up. This would be a great time to go and like this video. We are going to need a dry and a wet seasoning for these chicken fried pork steaks. The dry consists of flour, baking powder and some Mediterranean seasoning, and we just need to mix that up thoroughly. And the wet consists of buttermilk, eggs, and the same Mediterranean seasoning, and just mix that all up. Now I'm sure you're scratching your head by now saying, yeah, but what Mediterranean seasoning is he using? And you can use any Mediterranean seasoning you like. That wasn't weird, was it? Or if you want to add some really amazing Mediterranean flavors, you'll hunt down some of this Tuscan alley brace from Street Barbecue. It is amazingly good stuff. Just because you can't travel doesn't mean your taste buds can't. Now, I can't be held responsible if you get addicted to this stuff because I have no idea what ingredients are in it. But if you live in Australia, hunt this stuff down. And there is a link in the description where you can go and buy it. Today, I'm going to be using my 57cm Weber kettle, and I'm going to be pairing it up with a kettle cone and a wok because I want to be frying these steaks in oil. Now, how I'll do that is by half filling a chimney starter with briquettes and lighting it up. Once they're all ashed over, I'll grab the kettle cone, putting it on the charcoal grate upside down, and I'm going to dump the lit fuel into it. And then I'll put the grill in place and I'll add the wok. And I'll add about 1.5 to 2 cups of rice bran oil, and I'm going to let that warm up while I get the steaks ready. Now obviously if you don't have a kettle cone, you can just use the charcoal basket. I've got a kettle cone, I like it, I'm using it. To start coating the steaks, firstly we need to throw them into our flour mixture, making sure they all get fully covered and just shaking off any excess and putting them on a baking paper lined tray. And keeping one hand for the dry now and one for the wet, we're going to put a flour coated pork steak into the wet mix, drain off the excess, and then using that hand, pop it into the dry mix. Cover it with flour, put a bit of pressure down, shake off the excess, and put it back on the tray. When the steaks are all coated, you want to grab about 4 tablespoons of this flour mixture and put it aside. We'll need it a bit later on. The oil is hot enough for these steaks to get fried now. What you should be aiming for is a temperature of around 160 to 170 degrees Celsius. Don't forget to check your tongs before you use them. Now you don't want to overcrowd the oil. You only want to put 2, maybe 3 steaks in at a time. And turning only once when that underside is golden brown. And that's around the 2 to 3 minute mark. And if you don't have a wok, you can use a cast iron pan. Did you know Shuey's Barbecue has a Facebook page and Instagram account? You do now. Now once the coating is all golden brown, put them on some paper towel to drain off the excess grease. Now, unlike a stovetop or in a deep fryer that you've got a thermostat, sometimes your oil may get a little bit hot. And what I do is I track my oils temp with an instant read thermometer. It got a little bit hot, so I'm just going to take it off before I put the second batch in. Now, if you want to keep your steaks warm in between batches, you can tent them with a bit of foil, or if you're close to your kitchen, turn your oven on to 100 degrees Celsius and you can pop them in there. Obviously, you could just fry these in your kitchen, on the stovetop. In no way am I suggesting you drag your Weber and the wok inside your kitchen. Today, I'm frying these steaks in oil around 160 to 170 degrees Celsius, and they're going to take anywhere between 4 to 6 minutes to cook, and it just depends on how thick you get them cut. Mine taking about 4 minutes. Or for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. 4 to 6 minutes. Surely you can't fit in 2 beers in that time. Or can you? All right, our chicken fried pork steaks are all cooked. They're resting on some paper towel with some tin foil over them. It's time for us to start making the gravy. So what you want to do is carefully grab the wok and pour the oil into a heat-proof container. Don't worry about scraping out any excess. And we just want to carefully add back 4 tablespoons of that oil. Now you can add the wok back to the heat source and the 4 tablespoons of flour that we kept aside earlier, add that. You're just going to whisk this until you get a nice golden brown color. And then just slowly start adding our milk and our cream and then remove it from the heat. As always, taste your food and just see whether or not it needs any seasoning. Now that's perfect. Now you may be new to the channel, and if you are, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that bell button. That bell button will allow you to be notified every time I upload new content. The only thing left to do is smother these chicken fried pork steaks in that gravy. Oh, how good does that look? Come on, you know I'm gonna say it. It's that good, it should be illegal. As always, cheers for watching.